Cohesion. Whenever we find some text or some conversation, we find that there is some lexical linking between the text, or there is some grammatical connectedness in the text. So this is what we call cohesion. So we can define it that cohesion is the grammatical and lexical linking within a text or sentence that holds a text together and gives it meaning. So this grammatical and this lexical linking is something that holds a text and makes it a unified, meaningful text. So the structure depends on factors quite different from those required in the structure of a single sentence. So in cohesion, we talk about the structures which are beyond the sentence, more than the sentence. Obviously, a sentence has a certain structure, but when we talk about the cohesion, it refers to the structures which is more than the structure of a sentence. For example, some of those factors are described in terms of cohesion or the ties or connectedness that exist within a text. Within text, for example, we have a text: my father once bought a Lincoln convertible. He did it by saving every penny he could. That car would be worth a fortune nowadays. However, he sold it to help pay for my college education. Sometimes I think I'd rather have the convertible. So this is a text. It has certain connectedness or certain cohesive element in it, so which are there to make the whole text understandable and one unit. For example, connections to maintain reference to the same people. So we can find that there are certain pronouns or names which connect people or thing. For example, he for father, my, I for the narrator, for the writer, Lincoln and it for the convertible car, right? So these connections are there to help us understand the meaning of the text. Similarly, we have connection between phrases such as Lincoln convertible, that car, the convertible. So they are all connected. All these phrases are connected to each other and they have ties with each other. Similarly, some more general phrases which connect each other, a number of phrases. For example, money. We know that money, and then we find that there are certain other words which are related to money. For example, bought, saving, penny, worth a fortune, sold, pay. So all these are connected to each other and they help the reader and the listener understand the complete meaning of the text. Similarly, there are certain references, certain phrases which refer to time, to give us a sense of time in the structure: once, nowadays, sometime. Similarly, we have a connector, however, which tells us what has gone beyond and what will come after. And when we look at the verbs of this text, we find that 4 of the sentences are in past tense. So they are connected to each other through their tense, and one of the sentence is in present, that tells the present situation, right? Especially the final sentence. So an appropriate number of cohesive tie may be a crucial factor in our judgments on whether something is well written or not. So this is very important. All these ties help us determine whether a text is well written or not written. If these ties are loosely found in a passage, in a text, we may not be able to understand or it fully, though we will able to make an analysis that we can understand a lot, but our judgment about the type of writing will be different. So cohesive structure differs from language to language. All that we have said about English language, if we are doing the same in another language, we may find some other things, or it may be difficult with the same things. So cohesion alone is not sufficient to enable us to understand what is being said. For example, my father bought a Lincoln convertible. The car driven by the police was red. That color doesn't suit her. She consists of 3 letters, and however, a letter isn't as fast as a telephone call. So if we look at this text, we find that we can find some ties or some connectedness, but this connectedness is not enough to help us understand the exact nature of this paragraph. So as reader, we will find some disconnected element in the sentence, though if we go deep down and try to interpret with our own understanding and our own experience to this paragraph, we may be able to understand or make an analysis of it. But at surface, it's very difficult to relate or to have a better understanding of the text. So connectedness must be some other factors that lead us to distinguish connected text and make sense from those that do not. So here we say that there are some other factors present in a text which are beyond the connectedness, which help us in understanding the exact nature of or exact meaning of a text. For example, that is coherence. So coherence, it means that coherence is beyond the cohesive realm or cohesive limits. Cohesion gives us some understanding that is found within the text. So coherence is something that is beyond the text. So as speaker or as writer, when we apply our own understanding of the language or the linguistic forms, so we are dealing with coherence.